So, hello, Mina. How are you? It's
Hi.
great to
Hey,
see you.
Stephen. Yeah. Good to see you too. How are you doing?
Pretty well. Tired as
Great.
I think us filmmakers are like always up and down, happy, sad, tired,
Yeah,
excited. The full spectrum
exactly.
of emotions. So, I mean, it's been years since we've seen you, so it's really great to see your face again and hear your voice. How have you been? Tell us what you've been up to in all these interim years. For some context, we actually visited you at the height of COVID. So our episode with you was very different. We spent a lot less time with you than I would have liked, but that was end of 2020. So that's almost 5 years ago.
hmm
What have you been up to in all those years since?
Well, like COVID was not a good time, of course, on everyone. And uh, like during that time, as you know, like I'm working as a cinematographer and director. And I started after that focus more on color grading. And because to me, color grading, and this is my opinion, is kind of completing the cinematographic process overall. Because as you know now, cameras are very versatile and it shoots like raw footage, which is like the flat image and everything. So I was like focusing more on color grading to complete my the image I want to achieve. So um, I've done that. I've color graded like two features and another project which was like released recently. One of the projects was The Mother of All Lies that won the best director at Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
Uh, yeah, it was a good success. And after that, I did some courses. I was teaching color grading, but again, it's like from the cinematography point of view. You know, it's not just the technical part. It's more about like how to tell the story through colors and light. Yeah.
Wow. And when we met you, you were very passionate about I'm a script girl, which I just absolutely love the little teasers I've seen and your description of filming it. I honestly cannot wait for it to come out. So tell us, where are you with that? Is it going to be released soon?
Yeah, so the goal is to finish it at the end of this year. Like each year after COVID, we are trying to push like to finish the film and I mean to get it done as soon as possible. But you know, things takes time and we ended up having like 3 hours cut and we're trying to shrink it down into 90 minutes. Uh, so the film is quite long, but we want to, you know, kill some scenes, which is not easy.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, that's what we are doing right now. And I was like very happy to see it on the episode, like this tiny part about I'm a script girl. That was like kind of nice to see in the episode.
Well, I have to tell you, like everyone of my friends who's at least a filmmaker who's seen your episode, they always ask me about I'm a script girl. They think it just sounds so cool, and they all say, "I really want to see this film. I really want to see this film." In fact, when it does come out, make sure I introduce you to my friend Susan. She has an online magazine called Girls Cinema Club, and it's kind of a cinephiles blog where she interviews different people, men and women, but she really is interested in like learning more about that script supervisor, and I know she would love to see the film and interview you about it. So make sure I connect you once that's out.
Very
And
cool.
and so and so that is still alive and well.
Yeah, like yeah, she's the one. She's forgetting more, of course, now, but that's why we made the film in the first place, you know, like to preserve that history and like her legacy and her work.
Yeah, and
Um, yeah.
it's really amazing testament. I mean, the amount of cinema history that one woman experienced is just unbelievable.
Mm.
So it's amazing that you had that opportunity. How long is your cut now?
Now it's like 2 hours and a half, so it's getting like yeah, it's not bad. But like the goal to have it like 1 hour and a half
Yeah.
to be able to distribute it uh, like in many platforms.
It's a lot to cut out. But best of luck with that. Um, no, truly, I can't wait to see it. And so what about you in your life? Are you still homegrown Alexandria? I understand you've been bouncing back and forth to other places. Tell me a little bit about what you've been up to in your life.
So uh, after the COVID, I had an opportunity to focus more on projects that has uh, an archaeological aspect,
Hmm.
which I loved because I remember in an episode we talked about Alexandria and what's underneath it. So, like, I can't talk more about details of the projects because they're still under production. Uh, but yeah, like I'm more drawn into archaeology now, so I'm mixing some history projects, archaeology projects, and at the end they're all documentaries, but they have the history part, which I love. So I'm working on two projects now about the history of Egypt in general, and yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in Cairo actually. I'm doing post production here, and half of the time I'm in Spain and Egypt. Not full time in Spain, but like half of the year I'm there.
And is going back to Spain, back and forth to Spain, part of these historical archaeological projects or for something different?
No, I want to stay there because, like Egypt is different than 5 years ago when you were here, and there's a lot of like jobs are not the same. So I'm focusing more international projects now. So I have more co-productions in Europe. So to me, Spain is like the good place to be close to Europe.
Yeah, where in Spain are you basing yourself?
Uh, in Valencia,
Oh, okay, interesting.
yeah.
Um, I
Have you been there?
I haven't been to Valencia. I've been to Spain several times. I love Spain. Um, but I'm thinking about our we do a Spain episode in a future season, and our filmmakers in Madrid, I can introduce you to him, Guillem. But our filmmaker from Bolivia, that's from this season, is also currently living and working in Madrid, and he's trying to do the same thing, like start his um he's also quite drawn to Spain, and it helps because he's native Spanish speaker. But um, do you find
Yeah.
an issue with the language barrier?
No, like English is fine for me there. I'm still like I can understand it a bit, but I'm not speaking good Spanish.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, five years ago during COVID, I know it was a really hard time for Egypt because, for one, so much is reliant on tourism within the economy. So it was interesting being there as a traveler. Even though it was completely open at the time, uh, so few tourists were coming, and you could see how much it hurt a lot of people's livelihoods. Um, and I take it it's just never recovered from that, the economy. Um, and it's sad. Do you see yourself, will you be going back and forth? Is that what you want to do, or do you want to kind of permanently move?
So this is quite hard because aside from where I want to be, the topics, as I mentioned in the episode, is still here.
Yeah.
So, for example, when I'm doing these like archaeology projects, even if I film in Rome and Greece and like everywhere, it has to be Egypt at some moment in the episode, right? So what I'm trying to do now is I created a company and it's like a rental company to have like a high-end cinema gear in Egypt. So when I want to film something, it will be easy for me instead of like going, for example, all the way to Cairo to bring equipment and take it with me and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So like that's what I'm focusing on now, like to have a solid company in Egypt, and then I'll be like moving around. So and regarding the company, like the economy, it gone really bad like since you've been here. So like the value of the pound have kind of like went down two times already. So it's not great, of course. I mean, for travelers who comes from abroad, it's good for them because they have the US dollars. But from the for the locals, it's even harder, I guess now.
Yeah, that's too bad. It's really
Yeah.
hard to, I mean, it seems like since the Arab Spring, things have just declined rather than, which is really, really disappointing. Um, and I imagine it's not easy being a filmmaker in Egypt, in terms of just what you can shoot and how easily, in terms of resources, in terms of restrictions. Um, so yeah, I mean,
So
go ahead.
no, I was gonna tell you like about something else. So people expect um, like certain stories as we talked. Like I want to just go through the episode with you.
Yeah, please.
Some stories that comes from Egypt. But for example, this year there's an artist. His name is Wael Shawki, and I collaborated with him. I was like the DP for, and he's doing like art projects. It's not just films. He's like doing. He's very known, so you can Google him. And he created an Egyptian opera
Hmm.
about the colonization of 1882 when the Brits they came and they started like uh, they bombed Alexandria, and after that uh, the the colonial era started. And but he presented it in an opera, and it was like doing great. He screened it in Toronto, but before Toronto, he had a at the Biennale at Venice.
Hmm.
It was like the Egyptian corner, and people was like lining forever to go and watch it. It's 45 minutes, and it's beautifully like performed and shot. You can see some clips over the internet, and because I think people love it because they never seen something like that. You never seen an Egyptian opera. You never knew even like how the colonization started in 1882. So I think those kind of projects are what I can call them. Uh, People are expecting them all
Hmm.
over the world. Like, because you can open the news and see like all the bad things, right? So you expect something from Egypt, something is different. So whoever gonna produce those new voices or like new type of films, I think the people will love them all over the world. And again, it's an international. It got the international aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think people have preconceptions about Egypt for lots of different reasons. And I've found, both ends of the spectrum where people think it's um the most amazing utopia and other people think it's, the opposite. So it's and like any country, we only get bits and pieces of sound bites to even have a frame of reference. So, I mean, that's why it was nice meeting you and meeting YL and getting to hear more about your real day-to-day lives and the stories that matter to you. Um, because as a traveler, it's really hard to get off that beaten tourist path in Egypt. It's as a foreign traveler who's just there on a several week vacation, you are kind of being guided and you're being taken and shown what they want you to see. So, for better or worse, you're not seeing always that real life day to day. So that's why this project is so nice. And that's why I also wish I had more time with you. Um, because we managed to like sneak out of our tour to spend some time with you in Alexandria, but it wasn't easy. I mean, we actually had tourist police and security with us almost at all times. So it really wasn't easy to say like, hey, we're gonna take the day on our own and go do our own thing. They didn't really like that. It's a very surreal place to visit and to film in some aspects.
Yeah,
Um,
like you have to get permits and yeah, just permits, and it's not easy to obtain, but it's different now because like in the past 5 years, tourism have rocketed up, like the numbers of tourists, and there's the new museum that going to be open very soon at the end of the year. So like I think there's a new commission now that I've heard of, like a film commission that will allow people who coming from abroad to have license or like permits to be able to shoot. But again, you have to submit everything before, so can't go on film.
Yeah.
And again, because I understand like the political situation is not easy, even like what's happening around Egypt, it's crazy everywhere. Like, like Sudan and Libya and like Palestine and everything. So it's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, since you brought that up, is has Egypt changed since um the war in Israel started? I mean, because you share a border there that's kind of contested, right? So has that changed anything, or are people just going about their daily lives?
No, like it's like Egypt on its own, it's the same. Nothing have changed, but it's more about tragic news or like what you feel. Like when you feel something is happening very close to you, it's different than when you feel like, oh, it's overseas, right?
Um,
So it's more like an emotional thing that you can feel here on the streets.
yeah. So it sounds like you've kind of gravitated towards documentary. Is that a choice? Is that just opportunity? I mean, you've said you've become very interested in history and archaeology. Is um do you still want to make fiction, or are you kind of seeing yourself as a documentarian?
No, actually, the documentaries that I'm doing now, they have like the fiction parts. So there's a whole reenactments. And so imagine if you bring, let's say, I don't know, Troy as an example. So when you see Troy in a documentary, that would be cool. So that's kind of fulfilling the things that I want to tell now, like to use the craftiness of how to create a scene, to reenact a scene, and then to cover the archaeology part and the informative part as well. And that, like even in the episode, it was like obvious I'm doing some commercial works, but now I'm getting away from that. I just want to do something that have, I don't want to say just to live, but also I'm tired of doing 30 seconds commercial for someone, for a brand. So I want something that have like a value and a meaning as well.
And I mean, I imagine, other than the fact that you're a very talented cinematographer and can pull that off,
And
I imagine there was financial incentive to do that, because it's, as any of us will know, it's hard to survive as a filmmaker. So are you finding ways to sustain yourself financially to make the projects you want to make while breaking away from the commercial work?
yeah, like the the struggle is the same. If you ask somebody from LA, they'll tell you the same answer, right? I feel like filmmakers
Everywhere.
share the same struggle, no matter uh, where you are. I think it's to me, I'm doing multiple jobs or like multiple positions, let's say, as a director, cinematographer, and colorist now, and that would make me uh, like work without having problems. Uh, so yeah, but I learned a lot actually from I learned a lot because it gives you some discipline as well. If you Because if you're just a director, you're gonna think about yourself as the person who would decide all the time.
Mhm.
But also, if you're like a DP, you just work in silence. Sometimes it's more about when I'm wearing these different hats, I get, I like it actually. For me, it's like a break. Yeah.
Nice. And so what was it like for you to be on the other side of the camera when we came and interviewed you and filmed with you? How did you feel about being the subject and later seeing yourself on screen?
It's funny because, but actually, I'm glad it happened after COVID because everything looked like not real. So having this episode, it was like kind of, I don't know, everything is going crazy. So I didn't feel like uh, I felt when I watched the episode, I was like, of course, I forgot everything I said to you, right? So when I watched the episode, I was like, not bad, you know. So I started like comparing myself, comparing what I'm doing right now and 5 years ago. But it's interesting because it kind of documenting what I was doing, and the streets have changed even. Like some of the streets that you filmed are not the same anymore. So that's um, what I liked actually about seeing it. And of course, like we're not meant to be in front of the camera unless, if you're acting or something. So it's nice. It's a good exercise actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have anything else you want to share about your life, your work, your future, your hopes, Egypt, any of it?
Uh, that's a good question. No, I think it's what you've been doing is great, and like really watching all these filmmakers, there's kind of a strong connection, and like the industry is going through like a rough time, even through AI and what's happening right now. Um, and to me, it's what you're doing is very important, and I want to hear more about other people. It's not about me anymore. It's more about other people that you met and you're going to be meeting, and hopefully this is going to be like a second season. So
Yeah, for sure.
mm,
We already have enough for 3 seasons. When we set out to do the 33 countries, we did it and some more. So, that's really exciting. And I was sad you had to miss the film festival because that was really special to bring so many together. But we hope to keep providing opportunities to keep introducing you, connecting you, bringing together. Now that I know you're doing more stuff in Spain, I can already connect you to a few of them. Um, yeah, just keep sharing their stories. I mean, I'm with you. Every single one of the Cinema Nomad 33andMe filmmakers that we met just has inspired me in different ways. And there are so many common threads that connect us, which is you know, which is just proves that in human society we can connect, we can find commonalities to connect across borders. Um, but at the same time, each one has such their own unique story and path and why they do it and how it affects their societies that the more I did it, the more I visited people and met people, the more interesting and inspiring it became. So um, I do hope you get to watch the other episodes. Um, they're all to me very interesting. And there will be a season 2, and hopefully a season 3 since we have the content. So it's exciting.
amazing.
Yeah, thanks for
That's cool.
your encouragement and support.
Of course.
I'm going to stop the recording and say bye, but we can chat a little after I stop the recording. I know you're such a busy man, and so I really appreciate you taking the time, and I truly love your episode. It's I got so swept up in also the ancient history and archaeology when I was touring Egypt. I didn't know a lot about it going in, and I became obsessed in our time there. So I'm glad to hear you're also um, finding ways to document that as well. I can't wait to see what you're doing and learn more. Um,
Thank you so much.
so we
I
all wish
appreciate it.
you best of luck, and we'll check in with you again soon.
Yes, thank you. Bye.